Yeah. I just wanted to, we have time for one more question.
Maybe switch to that one.
Hello, Sadhguru. Thank you for coming here. My name is Vasuprada, and I'm a mom of 2 kids and also an executive MBA student. As a parent and as a leader, I want to follow up on what you said, passing on the limitations in your minds and the assumptions to others and influencing others, passing our limitations to others. And with every being in this world, I think the evolution is how we pass on the wisdom to the next generations, not just us, whether it's fish or goats or chicken or whatever, animals. We pass on the values, and that's what we do as parents in this audience. There are parents, there are leaders, there are teaching staff. As we pass on the wisdom, how do you suggest we consciously differentiate between passing on the wisdom and separate passing on those limitations and misbeliefs?
See, if the chicken, as you said, had passed on their wisdom to the next generation, they wouldn't be on your plate. Hello? Yes or no? They wouldn't be, they have not passed on. You must understand, nobody passed on wisdom, they only passed on certain skills. Skills are always about survival. Survival skills we've passed on. Nobody has passed on wisdom. You think so? Wisdom has been passed on? Wisdom never can be passed on. Everybody has to mature within themselves towards wisdom. Intelligence cannot be passed on. This happened. One day, Shankaran Pillai's 5-year-old boy came up to him and asked, "Father, where did I get my intelligence from?" Shankaran Pillai said, "It must be from your mother because mine is intact." Nobody can pass on intelligence. That's a genetic affair, that's different. Nobody can pass on wisdom. We can only pass on skills that we have learnt, isn't it? So that they don't have to go through reinventing the wheel. That's all we can do to the next generation. But there is a way, if you are conscious, there is a way that the next generation that you bring forth, even in the way you conceive and the way you do things, you can bring forth a more conscious being, it's possible. Well, that period has passed, already they're out here. So how to make them more conscious? Because being conscious means just this, that means you are not cluttered by things that you have gathered. Your intelligence is not dulled by what you have gathered. It's like this, you're Indian, so you cut a jackfruit at any time. Have you eaten a jackfruit, non-Indian people? Huh? You have? That's good. Otherwise you really miss something. In southern India, there are over 320 varieties of jackfruit. In the month of February, if you can come, there is a fair where there are over 320 varieties of jackfruit. You can taste to every one of them, you can find saplings, you can find everything for that. It's incredible. That's the kind of richness that nature has offered us. I'm saying a single fruit, 320 varieties, can you believe? So, if you cut a jackfruit, then the knife will gather something on it. There is a resin which sticks. The more it gathers, the more ineffective the knife will become, isn't it? So this is also the same. If your intellect is kept in your memory, it will gather memory in such a way that after some time it's a useless thing. For example, your mirror at home, let's say you're using a particular mirror to dress up in front of it every day. Suppose your mirror remembers 10% of what it saw in all these years. This mirror is finished. Yes or no? It doesn't remember a damn thing. Isn't it the best thing about the mirror? This is what consciousness means. It shows you life just the way you are, just the way it is. no any kind of mess up. Psychological content and ability to see life the way it is. She was asking me, I'm going to ask you, what is mystic? I must tell you this, some time ago, they compiled a series of talks that I've given into a book and it came to me to give a title. I looked at the content and I gave a title of Mystics and Mistakes. They said, Sadhguru, it's too much up in the face, can you give something gentler? I said, see, this is all there is in the world. Those who see life just the way it is, without getting their genetics, their species memory, their genetic memory, their conscious, unconscious memories, but they just see life the way it is, they get labeled as mystics. Those who are making a mistake about their perception, they are mystics. Because their perception is clouded by their identity, their memories, so many things they have collected, because they have a mirror which remembers. If you have a mirror that remembers, it doesn't see anything the way it is, isn't it? So consciousness means just this, you make your intelligence unencumbered by the memory that you have. So you passing on something to your children is only skills. You cannot pass on wisdom. Did it ever happen that somebody became wise because of his father or grandfather? It doesn't happen like that. In fact, a very wise father can have a very absolutely idiotic son. But you can pass on some skills, social skills and other kinds of skills. All these skills will become… See, it was a big thing that your father taught you how to drive, but now driverless cars. I'm saying, you taught your child how to bicycle. Now there are bicycles where you don't have to learn to balance, it balances by itself. I'm saying all the skills that you transferred, which were very big affair in previous generations, are not going to be so big anymore. To learn ABC, to write. Just yesterday I was telling somebody, because my father's handwriting, because they grew up in those English… when the teachers were still Englishmen in India, and they wrote copybooks and copybooks and copybooks, they have to write like that. But in the next 2 generations, nobody will know how to write. Writing will completely go away. It'll be removed from kindergarten, probably in a generation or 2. Nobody will know how to write. If you speak, the machine will write. Right now it's writing in print, but it'll write in whichever handwriting you choose. Isn't it so? Are we not very close to that? We are. So I'm saying, just to teach a child how to write was such a big affair. First 4 or 5 years of schooling went into copybook writing, but this will be gone. So the skills that you're transferring are only relevant in the times that we exist. If you were here 100 or let's say 1,000 years ago, you had to shoot an arrow straight, that was very important. Now you've never had a bow and arrow in your hands, all right? The main business of the parent was to teach how to use a knife, how to use an arrow, how to use whatever. It doesn't matter anymore, isn't it? Nobody ever taught you such things. So the skills that you're transferring are only relevant for the periods in which we exist. Nobody ever transferred wisdom. Don't be under that hope that you're giving wisdom to your children, it'll never work.